All right, breaking news. Breaking news. There has been some sort of shooting. Birmingham, Alabama, folks. We take you back to Birmingham. Police involved shooting here. Massive crime scene set up in Birmingham, Alabama. We've been talking about the violence that has been occurring in the cities of Birmingham and Montgomery, Alabama in the last year. And once again, we have another crazy incident that happened. This time it happened in the Zion City neighborhood. Birmingham, Alabama friends, speak out. What is going on here? It has been crazy in Birmingham and Montgomery, Alabama in the last year or so. And particularly Montgomery, too. Montgomery is pretty bad, too. But they've been calling out how these criminals and suspects keep getting out on the street that get arrested. So we're going to see what's up. We're going to see what's going on. Stop by, say hello. Here we go. It's still crazy. Oh, yes, it is Wackadoodle Wednesday. Wackadoodle Wednesday, folks. Birmingham, Alabama. And shots fired. We'll find out if the suspect shot at police or what was the justification for let's see. There's a large crime scene at Bronson Avenue. We'll see what they say. They're waiting for an update by Birmingham Police Department on the situation. An officer involved shooting underway in Birmingham Wednesday evening. The police department said the incident happened at the 600 block of Bronson Avenue around 5:30 p.m. It only goes on to say that this story is developing. We have a crime scene crazy. The same old craziness continues to happen in Birmingham, Alabama. We'll find out why and how and who is involved with the situation. Continuous craziness in Birmingham, Alabama. This comes after just a week or two ago, crazy shooting that happened in Montgomery, Alabama. And keep in mind, folks, last year, there was 2 mass shootings in Birmingham, Alabama, back to back pretty quickly within a few months span. And they arrested that crazy guy that we talked about. I don't even know his name anymore. But it just gets so crazy in Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham police are investigating an officer-involved shooting. So we'll stop by and see what's up, see what's going on, and see where this takes us. We'll see where this takes us as we're getting more information that is coming through the ticker. Birmingham, Alabama. More craziness. The craziness continues to happen. They're calling this, they're saying shots were fired around 5:30 p.m. Now, I don't know if somebody was shooting at police or police shoot at someone drew their gun. But in order for police to do a shooting, there got to be something up. So we shall see. We got a shooting, a police shooting, shots fired. Do they have an armed suspect in custody or not? We will find out what's going on. We don't know what happened yet. We're figuring this out. We're seeing what happens in Birmingham, Alabama. We take you to another crime scene. But we've been to Birmingham numerous times on the chat. We kind of like do these drive-by ourselves, drive-by with the camera to see what's going on. We scour the net 24/7, 365. That's how we do on the channel. And here we are. Here we are, Birmingham, Alabama, which has been seeing an uptick of violence. If you just do a basic search in Birmingham, Alabama, you will see constant people arrested in shootings that almost happen regularly now. And I thought Alabama's pretty safe. Officer involved shooting. Just the other day, life without parole for a man who shot at the Birmingham Circle K. Circle K. They're shooting people at the Circle K. 2 people killed. So I don't know what's going on here. It's dark time. We will see what's up. and we'll try to get more information from the Birmingham police crime scene. We'll see what's being said, told, way, how. Crazy lights. I'm always fascinated with the police lights at night anyway, with all the blue and all the flashing. So since we have lack of information, I can focus on y'all tonight in the chat. Y'all can share a little bit about what's up. Anybody from Birmingham, Alabama in the chat? Anyone from Birmingham, Alabama in the chat? There is a reason no one wants to live in Birmingham. Go to Extremes says. Alabama is one of the lowest cost of living. Alabama's pretty cheap in Alabama to live in Alabama. You know, outside Birmingham and Montgomery, some of the cities, it's very nice in Alabama. Cheap land, cheap homes. The only thing I think you have to deal with is tornadoes that come through. It's like Tornado Alley in there. They get extreme tornadoes. But I was looking at different land up there in Talladega area. There's a couple lakes up in that area, and then going towards the Georgia line. Rolling hills. It's beautiful. It's like mountainous region there. Then, of course, you got the South, Alabama, Mobile, got South. Similar terrain to like the Panhandle of Florida in the South. A lot of woods. I thought the town outside Birmingham was pretty interesting, where the Carly Russell case was. Right outside that area in Birmingham. But once you get into Birmingham, it's a whole different story, folks. And they got something where these judges in Birmingham, and it's starting to get called out. One thing I've noticed around here is, like, okay, for instance, there was a mass shooting a couple weeks ago in Montgomery, Alabama, which is the capital of Alabama. Same, Birmingham, Montgomery, big cities, two big cities, right? But actually the police chief, when he gave that press conference, called it out the other day and basically called out the judges and the prosecutors by saying that they are letting these criminals out of jail with limited bond, no bond. Violent criminals are being let out in the streets of Alabama, particularly the two cities, Birmingham and Montgomery. And we heard that before last year with the mass shooting with Birmingham, with that crazy wackadoodle what was that? What was that guy's name? The guy that did two mass shootings in Birmingham back to back. In Birmingham. Like two mass shootings back to back. And Damian McDaniel. That was the guy's name. Damian McDaniel. Remember that guy? That guy from Birmingham. He's charged with 11 homicides. And he was involved with two back-to-back mass shootings along with other murders in the Birmingham, Alabama area. And he, that's just showing you, but he was out. He got out on bond. He was on some sort of probation at the time. They're getting slapped on the wrist in Alabama when it comes to this craziness. Flashing lights. So what I'm hearing is the Birmingham Police Department is going to speak on this matter. We got an officer involved shooting, but we got a massive crime scene. Got a massive crime scene. So, yeah, shots fired, Birmingham, Alabama. And there appears to be some sort of armed suspect that was shot. Now, the question is, are others involved? Don't know. Yep, they're reporting an armed suspect. Yep, armed suspect. That's what they're reporting. That's what we got, folks. Craziness continues. This time we take you to Birmingham, Alabama. Over the weekend, kind of fell back a little bit on true crime because we were covering our great friends of Jamaica and covering the craziness that was going on in Jamaica, but never to neglect the true crime. And now we're back again with another crazy incident. But what is this? Oh, by the way, there's another situation going on outside in Detroit right now with an armed standoff. Definitely monitoring that. It doesn't appear the suspect, the time right now, has been taken into custody. Just showing you the level of craziness out there. Alabama. But I do think the cops are starting to get a little bit more, doing their job in Birmingham and Montgomery. I think they got the green light to start, taking the street back and getting rid of these criminals and going hard on these criminals. I really do. That I see a shift. I do see a shift in the way police are talking about their approach of dealing with these criminals. I personally said at one point, bring in the National Guard. Bring in the National Guard, because the National Guard, you never know. I think one day in a city near you, we'll have National Guard. So possibly might hit Alabama one day. Possibly. Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting. It happened on the Bronson Avenue on Wednesday evening. According to the Birmingham Police Department, that's a residential area in the Zion Hill neighborhood. It's unclear if an officer or the suspect was shot. So now the dynamics are starting to change. The dynamics are starting to change. That is new information that just popped up by the local media there, saying unclear if it was the officer shot or the suspect shot. So new information there. Let's hope it's not. Well, we don't support any violence, but we support law enforcement on the channel. And I hope and pray it's not an officer that was shot. Birmingham, Alabama. We'll take you to another crazy scene. Come on in. It appears it's dealing with some sort of armed suspect. And here we go. Bronson. So what's the neighborhood of Bronson like? Bronson. 600 block of Bronson Avenue. I'm going to do a sketch here and see, or a look and see what the neighborhood looks like in Bronson. Oh, nope, that's Bronson in Oklahoma. I got to make sure it's Birmingham, Alabama. So what's going on here? This looks like it's right next to the Jefferson County Department of Health. Well, that's interesting. Right outside the 600 block of Bronson Avenue takes you outside the city limits a little bit. It is literally 1 block away from the Jefferson County Department of Health. Now it looks like a pretty decent neighborhood, honestly. The 600 block of Bronson neighborhood looks all right. I don't know. I retract that a little bit. Neighborhood's kind of sketchy. It's kind of sketchy neighborhood. here. Sketchy neighborhood. Bronson Avenue. So looking through the 600 block of Bronson. See, I see that hill. I think I know exactly where this is. I can probably indicate exactly where this place is here. I think it's 6. There you go. Bronson Avenue and Beverly. And that's exactly where I'm at. Bronson and Beverly. So, looking on the map there's Google Maps right there. There's the stop sign there. Bronson. And I would say the shooting is probably in the 616, 615 area. 611 area of Bronson Avenue. But I want to find out for sure exactly. They're just saying the 600 block. 600 block of Bronson Avenue. If you look, there is a hill there. And at the bottom of the hill, there is a road there that says Bronson and is that Bronson and Bronson? I don't know what that means. Bronson Avenue, Bronson Court. It's Bronson and Bronson. Yo, there's a street there called Bronson Avenue, and then there's a street there called Bronson Court. It's Bronson and Bronson, like Johnson and Johnson. The question is, and it goes in like a circle. It appears the house, I don't want to say the house. I want to make sure I get the right house. I want to make sure I get the right house here. But it appeared, it is in the 600 block. It appears it is 6, I'll just say between 610 and 615-ish. Oh, people are coming out. Bullets. Nope. Is it raining there? We got it raining in Alabama. Definitely looks like it's rain coming on right now. So we got an officer. We don't know if the officer was shot or the person was shot. And they are prohibiting people from going down Bronson Street. Could be domestic. See, they're going up that street. It's at the bottom of the street right there at Bronson Avenue and Bronson Court. Right there's a little circle there on the left. And it appears it is the house possibly across the street. And I'll just say it's between 610 and 615 Bronson Avenue. And the crime scene tape is pretty much where that Bronson Court is to the left. So I do think that this area in this police, it could have happened in the street too. Could happen in the street. So here's what we're waiting for. We're waiting to find out if this is a suspect shot or if this is a police officer shot. Because all they're saying is a police officer shooting. But I think there might be more to this, just with the massive response. Because usually when you get a police response like this, that's an indication it was a police officer, the good guy, getting shot, or good female, good police officer. But that's the indication tonight. We don't know if it's a cop shot or a suspect shot. Maybe it's both. Yeah, I did rock the glasses tonight a little bit. I know. Thank you for the compliments on the glasses, folks. Eyes getting a little bit buggy. Can see actually better. Can see words better with the glasses. It feels good. Wearing glasses and reporting to all of you what's going on. All right, so again, we're going to wait and see. Birmingham, Alabama shooting. All right, let's see. WBRC 6 News only says, at this time, details are limited. So the details are limited on that particular shooting that you see before your eyes here. The only thing we know what's going on. We'll find out shortly. Actually, there's a clip. Officer involved shooting here.
Officer real free.
Going to find out here shortly what's up. Looks like suspect possibly was shot. Possibly. We'll find out more. Yeah, it looks like the suspect was shot because that's what ABC, the local, or WBRC, looks like suspect was shot. Some people might say it's just typical for Birmingham, Alabama. It looks like, folks, a suspect was shot, not an officer. So that's good news on that aspect. That's what they just posted. So do not believe that the officer was involved. I think the officers were responding to a shooting. They were responding to a domestic violence incident that occurred. Oh, they're bringing more police officers in, bringing more crime scene. We got a massive crime scene. No, folks, just Google Birmingham, Alabama. It's like shootings keep happening in Birmingham, Alabama, over and over and over. They just keep occurring. They keep happening. Shots. What's this? Pinson mass shooting suspect, a member of the National Guard. What happened in Pinson? 33-year-old identified as man fatally shot in a vehicle in southwest Birmingham. Yesterday, day before, woman detained after shooting a man on 3rd Avenue in Birmingham. Couple nights ago, 61-year-old man killed in Birmingham shooting. The Birmingham shootings just keep happening and happening and happening. At least we put them on the map on JLR Investigates. Getting kind of dark out there. Let's see what else is brewing while we wait for some information. It is Wackadoodle Wednesday. So at least we're on here for a Wackadoodle Wednesday something, but this doesn't seem like this was like crazy wackadoodles like we everything's bad, but it doesn't seem like it's a wackadoodle, like a typical Wackadoodle Wednesday. Birmingham. How many murders have been in Birmingham this year? Birmingham, Alabama. Murders in 2025. Let's see. How many people have been killed in Birmingham in 2025? The Birmingham Police Department acknowledges that there has been 60 chargeable homicides in 2025. Where does Birmingham, Alabama rank as far as top dangerous cities? It is the top 10. It's top 10. Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham, 2023, violent crime rate of 20.6 per 1,000 residents. Birmingham, Alabama tops the most dangerous city in Alabama with 14.2 violent crimes and 52.6 property crimes per 1,000 residents. Reolink also recognizes Birmingham as one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. Birmingham. Followed by Bessemer, followed by Mobile, Alabama, Montgomery, Selma, Anniston, Pritchard, Gadsden, Tuscaloosa, and Dothan. They ranked the most dangerous cities in America. What do you think number one is? Before I say what number one is, what do you think the number one most dangerous city in the United States is? Before I even say it, or they ranked it. What do you think? Name a city. Most dangerous city in the United States. What do you think it is? I see Chicago. Nope. Nope. It's not Chicago. I see St. Louis. Nope. I see Chicago. I see New Orleans. Nope. Compton. Nope. St. Louis. Nope. Philly. Nope. Atlanta. Nope. Miami. Nope. It is. Some of you have already said it. It is Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee is the number one most dangerous city, followed by St. Louis, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, Detroit, Little Rock. Is that bad in Little Rock? We have to look at these numbers here. Birmingham, Alabama is in the top 10. We got Cleveland, Ohio, too. There have been some crazy wackadoodle things in Cleveland, Ohio, too. Newark, New Jersey, I think, was up there. Camden, New Jersey. I think Chester, Pennsylvania is pretty wild. Memphis, of course. St. Louis. Chicago, as far as big cities, is number one with a murder rate. Little Rock does have some problems. Baltimore. Baltimore. Detroit's pretty wild. Baltimore's like the Wild West. Washington, D.C. is getting pretty crazy. It's kicking back up in Washington, D.C. There's been a lot of shootings. Over the last weekend, I tweeted out there was 7 shootings in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. Seven separate shootings in Washington, D.C. Philly's a mess. Philly's a mess. They got a district attorney running for election there. They're trying to get Krasner out of there. Look at the handling the Gata Scott case with Krasner. Some people like Krasner, though. Some people like him. Think his policies are good, but Philadelphia, mess. My home neck of the woods. Miami's getting pretty wild, too. Miami's getting pretty brazen. I just think all types of crazy with these violent crimes. They claim violent crimes going down. I just see things get more brazen, especially more interactions between suspects and law enforcement. I've never seen so much either officers involved shootings on suspects or suspects shooting at officers. Just consistently, almost like regularly. It's like almost like the new norm. Back in the day, it was police responding to crime where a suspect would do something to a victim, another person. But nowadays, it's the officers and the suspects engaging in firefights with one another. Nowadays, that's what we're getting here. It's police rolling up on suspects when they're doing the acts or responding, or police getting targeted. Because there has been a growing sentiment of anti-police. Police are the bad people. Police. I'm very concerned of what's going to happen in Chicago and what is happening in Chicago with federal agents being targeted. Louisville is mentioned too. So we got a crazy crime scene here. Chicago's #1 murder rate amongst big cities. Chicago. Big cities. We might go up to Chicago. Pray for us. Pray for me and Magnolia. We might literally go to Chicago. Birmingham, Alabama is bad. Montgomery, there was a mass shooting in downtown the other day. About 2 weeks ago. Remember? After a alumni homecoming football game, people were downtown in Montgomery, and then they ended up starting to shoot each other. It was crazy. Wild stuff. No, seriously, wild stuff. Speaking of Alabama, next door, Mississippi, I did a report. There's monkeys on the loose. There's monkeys on the loose, and there's infected monkeys on the loose in Mississippi right now. A tractor-trailer truck driver. What's up with these truck driving crashes? Truck driver crashed with a bunch of infected monkeys, and there's 3 monkeys on the loose in Mississippi. It's pouring down rain. They're diseased. They have like Hep C. And they're like lab monkeys. Some might have COVID, Hep C, HIV. Now the media yesterday, they killed a bunch of them too, which is odd too. Instead of catching them, they killed a bunch of these monkeys. Now yesterday they reported 1 monkey was on the loose. Now they're saying 3 are still out on the loose there. But you don't want those monkeys interacting with other animals and stuff like that. They could crossbreed, or they could spread up a disease, monkeypox. Or I don't know how it works. But I don't think it's safe to have monkeys that were experimental monkeys, infectious monkeys running around on the loose in Mississippi. You don't want these monkeys on the loose. So we're monitoring that situation too. I also want to know about the truck driver, because I'm keep seeing these truck driving accidents. All right. Look at the police. White shirts. Chain of command. Anytime you see a white shirt, those are the head honchos. turn up the volume.
Go ahead, Gil. One more test.
Ready?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Okay, we're good.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Officer D. Freeman with Birmingham Police Department's Public Information Division. And right now, you all will hear a very important statement from Chief of Police Michael Pickett. Michael Pickett, you all.
Well, good evening. I'm Michael Pickett, and I serve as the Chief of Police for the Birmingham Police Department. To give an update on the situation that's going on here out in our East Precinct area, just after 5 p.m., East Precinct officers were dispatched on a call in the 600 block of Brunson Avenue. The call details were involving an altercation that occurred at the residence involving a person that was being violent, and it possibly involved weapons. Upon officers' arrival, shots were fired. One individual was struck. No officers were hurt during this altercation. That subject was treated at the scene and then later transported by Birmingham Fire and Rescue to UAB Hospital. At this point, the State Bureau of Investigation with ALEA is taking the lead on this investigation, and there are no further details at this time. Thank you.
Do you have the condition of the person involved?
Yeah.
Dead or alive? Dead or alive? We didn't get much information there other than there was a shooting when they responded and they said shots fired and they shot a suspect. Based off the crime scene, I would say dead. Reason being, you probably have to process the crime scene. I would say dead. You think suspect dead or alive? Folks, don't get froggy with these officers. Seriously. People out there getting really trigger happy, thinking they can get slick with these officers, man. These officers are not playing around anymore, and they have they can use justified force to protect themselves and protect others, and they will fire back. They ain't playing around no more. They're not playing around with these suspects. You draw a gun on a cop, that's a death wish. You draw your gun on a cop, you're done. It's over. You might as well get a Darwin Award. It's over. Don't get froggy with these people, man. Don't act like you're pulling something out either. Don't go crazy. Seriously. Listen, and I say this for anyone that gets pulled over, whether you feel like you get pulled over because it's not justified or they're targeting you or whatever like that. Oh, they took the feed down. Listen, just take the high road. Cooperate with authorities. Something's not right. Take it with the courts, file some grievances, contact internal affairs, whatever like that. Go through it. You want to live another day. Don't run on these police either. Don't run and turn around and point things at these people because it's not going to go well. And they can legitimately do it. All right. Well, that's all we got on this particular one. I don't know the situation. It was all right. But we're praying for the police departments out there. Don't draw your guns on cops. We say no to the criminals, the violent, dangerous criminals. And I do think that the police departments around the country are changing the model of how they handle things. But Birmingham, Alabama, we got our eyes on them because there have been some crazy, wacky stuff out there for sure. All right, folks, we cover true crime, breaking news 24/7, 365. Let me know what you think. Something else breaks, you will hear it here on JLR Investigate. Stay safe out there, folks. Wackadoodle Wednesday. We'll talk soon.